Good evening, good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. Someone's been messing with my. There we go. Someone's been messing with my layouts. Anyway, hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Arsenal News on the 24th of June. Hope everyone is having a good day. Before we get into it, obviously, I'd like to go through the comments, see what people have been saying. Any other players Arsenal been linked with? Please, Bobby, big up to Tamina. I'll get on to everything, I promise. Party leaving replace who? I'll get on to that. Trossard, we'll get on to that. We'll get on to that. We'll get on to that. Evening to Melanie. Evening to John. Evening to Temi. Big up to Dylan. Big up to Mohammed. Chris, big up to you. I know it's tough as an Arsenal fan, but I can promise you it's going to be worth it in the end. Big up to Chris. Hope you're doing well. Good evening to Hero. And big up to TE. Is Sesko. We'll get onto this, I promise. Is the story of Sesko wanting Havertz wages true? We should pin him, please. He's just Slovenian Circe. We will get on to this shortly. Right, let's just get on with it. So we're going to start with Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly is very close to being done and rejoining the Arsenal. So that's a positive start to the new show. Pick up to Newen Ma. How many players are we looking to sign? 7 is the magic number, which is why it was the whole stream was called Magnificent 7 for that reason. That is what we're trying to do. That is our main objective. We should achieve it. I can't see how it doesn't get achieved, if I'm honest. Melanie, we'll get onto that in a minute. Getting better, but I wasn't a good couple hours ago in terms of depression. Just one of those when I broke down for no reason. I'm glad you're okay, mate, and always reach out to someone when you're feeling like that. But yeah, I'm glad you're feeling much better now. Only one at Chloe Kelly. Out of 6 locked in. How are we doing with the other 4? Zubi, Kepa seem done. We're doing well. As I said, there are deadlines on all of them. One of them I expect to last a little bit longer than we would like. That's for certain. So it is what it is. I'm definitely not stressed at all. But like I said, Mo, I'm pretty sure you might be in the group WhatsApp. I'm not 100% sure. If you're not, what I will be doing once Arsenal sign someone, I will say if they're green or not, if they're locked in. So you can tick them off as we go along. Rodrigo knows we'll have some. Well, we'll get into Rodrigo in a minute. What positions are the 7? I can only tell you 6. I can't tell you all 7. Also, Carlisle making their 3rd size and the solid signing too has swung my mood up again. That's always good. That's why football is very important to people. Linked to Gyökeres and Sesko. I promise that won't happen, mate. I promise that won't happen. I believe in Andrea. It's worth. Yeah, exactly. To Hero, that is the best way of looking at it. Trust what Andrea is doing. We're in the final furlong now. And it will all make sense eventually. Big up to Simba. What a boring month. I doubt we'll sign attacker this month. I think you'll get some news, I expect, at the end of the week or the weekend. There is a deadline date for the 30th for situations to be dealt with. So I do expect it to be done before that, just before that. But anyway, there are 200 people watching, so big up to you. Let's get on with this. Next one, Magnificent 7. As I said, that is our objective this summer. I do expect us to get 7 signings in. Now, when I do say 7, they are first team, squad players. They're not. None of them are youth. Not for like 3-4 years' time. They're all going to be coming into the squad. So that should be a positive for everyone to hear. Our main objectives have always been goalkeeper, defender, DM, forward line, and that is all I'm going to say. But there is another one. David Ajiboji, who plays in League One for a short time, Peterborough, played League Two with Sutton, Newport, and played in National League with Sutton too. That sounds like a good signing. Why couldn't? Well, exactly. It's mad, isn't it? Any chance of Ollie Watkins? Ollie Watkins is something to watch out for later in the window. Definitely not now. In all fairness, you never know. It could be as a shock in the next week as well. But because Aston Villa have got PSR issues, so they kind of need to get rid of someone. But it does look like Martinez will be the one that is sacrificed for the PSR. Is the Gyökeres closer to Sesko than 6 furlongs? Nope. Still 6 furlongs right now. But that can change quite quickly. Imagine a Ferrari up against a Skoda. That's probably best way I could put it. Big up to Shaz. Could you let us know the main target names for the 6 or 7 we are planning to sign? The main targets, so the main ones, these are nothing to do with the locked in ones, just so everyone's fully aware. Okay. Fully aware. The main targets are Kepa, Hato, Subamendi, Rodrigo, Sesko. Then you've got Rogers, and then you've got someone else. I can't tell you anyone else. I can't give you that 7th. We need the important signings in for pre-season. I doubt it will happen in 19 days in July. I don't expect all the business done in time for pre-season, but I think majority of it will be done. League will end up with insignificant 0. Damn it, I've given you a thing to play with there, haven't I? That's very good, though. To Hero, through... Oh, hang on. Sorry, the messages keep moving. Through you, I've learned a lot about how transfers... I don't fall... Yeah, thank you. We'll get onto that in a bit, actually. There is a little segment for that. Good GM linked to Bayern Munich, GM11. Oh, Gabriel. We'll get on to Martinelli. So I had to try and work out what that was then. Big up to Show Verona. Evening, Bob. How are you doing? How do we join the WhatsApp group? Right. Give me 2 secs and I will I'll bring that back up in a minute. So DM us on, you'll see it in a minute. G Talks Arsenal on X, or the other one comes up in a minute. Oh, I thought there was someone else. Hang on. Pretty sure there was someone else. Okay. Oh, obviously I have not changed this one. I think it's Brady Talks Arsenal 91 is the other one. So yeah, I thought it was going to come up, to be honest. But yeah, so if you're watching on X, or if you can message G Talks Arsenal on X, he will then add you, no problem whatsoever. As it's replacing Kadeem Harris. Oh, crikey, this is all going Pete Tong. Most likely, I don't see Harris staying, but Harris I didn't expect to stay anyway. Is it possible to do reverse psychology for signings? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, because sometimes your reverse psychology really backfires on us, mate. And I really don't want to end up with an absolute clown. So probably not. I trust what's happening at the moment, so I'm fine about it, if I'm honest. Who do you think we sign as the striker? Who do I think? Love that. I think it will be Sesko, but that could quite quickly change. Yeah, gonna leave it at that. Our new head Martin Foyle, isn't he an actor? Absolutely wanted the previous regime by saying I actually go to games to scout players. I was like, that's my goat already. Xavi Simmons is someone that RB are looking to sell. It'll be interesting to see if he does go or not. I don't know if you can say anything, but is the deadline for Sesko due to RB having to sell due to PSR? Yes, that they have to sell because they didn't make Champions League, and Red Bull are a very well-run club. very well. So they know they'd have to get someone out the door. Who's coming on the coaching side could be a surprise. Just watch this space. It could be just as exciting as the signings, from what I'm hearing. Now, I'm not 100% guaranteed. It could be who I've been told it is, but there's a good possibility we might get very excited. Given Rodrigo is likely to be the most expensive signing, is there a risk we wait too long for nothing with him? Not really. It's developing exactly how it should be right now, Mo. I do see it happening. I'll be honest, and I'll be surprised if it doesn't. Let's put it there. So yeah, the 30th is the deadline. Is the 7th Gyökeres? So we are. I'm not saying nothing, Dymo. You know me well enough. I am not going to say nothing. Bottas is now front runner to join Cadillac. Oh God. Do you know what I thought you said? I thought you said that. I don't know why. It's obviously because I'm in football mode. I thought you said Bottas is close to joining Celtic. I was like, what? Jesus Christ, tells me everything about my head. It's between Sergio Perez and Zhu for another seat, in my opinion. Well, should be Perez and Bottas. Proving it. Oh, that'd be a good team, wouldn't it? Big up to Commander Summers. Are we getting a cam? That is one of our big priorities. Are we going to get one? Tough right now, but it's doable. It's doable. And I do agree. We definitely should prioritise that. Always sign a surprise player, i.e. Havertz. There will be a surprise. Arsenal expected signings is 0. Any news on Hato? Hato, you'll see decision made probably within a week, 2 weeks. I don't think this will be strung out too long. Ajax will want to move on. In whatever manner that is. I think you get Sergio Gyökeres' agent acting like a twat, it sounds. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing. Jack Wilshere as the number 2. I'd love Santi on a coaching role. Big up to Geeks. His spoilers are always excited. Just wish things were not moving at Zootopia speed for announcements. Welcome to the Arsenal Football Club. Rodrigo won't fit us, says Commander Summers. Oh, no, I think he's going to be absolutely divine. Red Bull Ring next race. Is that the Austrian Grand Prix? If it's the Austrian one. Is that Austria? Unfortunately, Cadillac, as new team, will need sponsorship money. Will be, yeah, exactly. Always the way in it. Do we have to sell all of our targets, or are we okay to buy all our players, then worry about selling? It's not okay. Right. I don't want anyone getting twisted on this. So it's nothing to do with the money. It is to do with the wages, though. The wages are important. So with Zinchenko on 150, let's just mention Martinelli. He's on 180. Getting those two off the books to bring in players that are going to look. One of them's could be on like 270, 280,000 pounds a week. It's going to be helpful to get them off the wage bill. So it's not necessarily to do with the money. It's more to do with the actual wages. I do think Bottas and Perez will be in F1 next season, will just not with each other. I think Perez may get a seat at a team where one seat becomes vacant, like an Alpine as Colapinto. No, he's definitely not. He's actually disappointed me, actually. Don't get why we're looking to sign 2 DMs. We should get 1 DM and a cam. We'll get on to that in a minute. To hear it, my messages are worth playing up today. I cannot tell you, but we definitely like Rodgers. Bakker apparently approached by Arsenal. 1 year left on contract, decent price as Saka cover. I do agree. We're definitely interested in Bakayoko, and I think he'd be a great signing. Personally, cool. I like that one. I always dominate when I play that. I'm too good at that one. Right, our main investment is on the front line. Not surprising anyone, I'm sure. However, some people are losing their heads a little bit because there's a possibility we might have to get another DM, a centre back. Obviously, the goalkeeper's coming in, but the main investment will be on the front line. So just that won't change. No matter what else we do, that doesn't matter. Again, I'm doing this because some people seem to be losing their heads a little bit about thinking that priorities are for other things. So no, striker and left winger, the number one priorities. This is this is where Berta wasn't showing his cards. He wanted to get the winger sorted. He wanted to get the striker sorted before anything else, and then he can change his cards for other positions so we can get everything in. So that is the magic trick that he's been doing. All the DM talk, people have to remember. Exactly. Thank you very much, geeks. I uploaded F1 25 career content on my channel. I'm driving for Alpine. Just please do check out Chris. He covers many sports and gaming as well. But do please check Chris out. What have I missed? I've told you what the lottery numbers will be this weekend, mate. What else have I told you? I've told you the secret of happiness. I've told you where the Holy Grail is. So you've missed a lot. Sorry, mate. Qualified 10th and finished 4th Australia, qualified 10th and finished 8th in Japan. Oh, I hate Japan. It's an annoying track. Yeah, you definitely need to qualify pretty well there. Priorities, but we're signing defenders first. I'm not concerned about the order that the signings come in. It's that's literally to do with how easy the deals are. It's got absolutely nothing else to do with that. All forward signings are tricky to do. All of them are. Getting the structures, all expensive signings are obviously hard to do as well. Anything that's a low value is easier to do, quicker to do. That's literally the only reason. Forwards are a lot harder to do. They always are. You're the secret. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. I'll send you the money in the post. Cheers, bud. Striker situation nearly at completion, as I've already explained. So a lot of these slides I've already mentioned now. There is a deadline date for the 30th, which is Monday. I do expect something to drop either Friday, Thursday. Who knows? I can't trust the media. Could happen at the weekend, but there is a deadline on Monday that has to be sorted. Hayter, yeah, he's not cheap, but it's because we have a decent relationship with Ajax. It's not difficult. I'll be honest. Rumors of Gay staying and moving next year. Is that because he preferred club is not ready to sign him? I don't think the story's finished on this one, geeks, if I'm honest. Obviously, I know a little bit more about the whole situation. I don't think the story's finished just yet. So watch that space. Qualified second in actual race for China and finished second, so not bad for hard. No, that's pretty good, actually, to be fair. I do like China. I love that long curve corner. I love it. Or was it like corner 1, 2? Oh, yeah. I love it. Anyway, sorry, people. Right, how we could get another... right, again, I just need to explain this situation because people are losing their heads a little bit. Right, so let's say Partey leaves. There is a high chance of that happening now. And we were to go and get a Goumet. Now, if we got a Goumet, we would also prefer someone with experience to come alongside a Goumet, because a Goumet would not really be a suitable replacement for either Jorginho or Partey. So we would definitely need to get someone with experience, and then allow Goumet to adjust and have some game time, let him train within the system and get used to the system. And so, yeah, there's a possibility. There's also a possibility only one comes in, which will be a different player altogether. So, yeah, I'm not concerned whatsoever with that, but I just want people to be warned just so they don't lose the Reds. Yeah, Liverpool do want him. If we were to sign Hato, is there a possibility of a young centre-back like Leone? There is still enough a possibility of another centre-back who will be of a young profile, yes, to Hero. Is Gyökeres' wage demands higher than Sesko's? Not really. It's not a huge difference between the two, if I'm honest. Hato is quality, not really bothered about the price, just as long as we can sign him. Saliba in potential. I'll be honest, I think Hato is better in potential than Saliba. Hato is incredible. I saw someone the other day saying he had a really poor season. I don't think he did. Look, Ajax obviously dropped off drastically at the end of the season, and that's painful for me to say because I'm an Ajax fan. He had a very good season still, so I have no problem. Is it two? No, that's separate for Zubimendi. Zubimendi, like I said, he's a replacement for, at the moment, Jorginho, because Jorginho is definitely gone. Partey was to leave, then Agume could come in, but we would need someone with experience to come alongside him. Or there's obviously other options out there as well. Douglas Luiz is obviously available, so that's a possibility. There's many possibilities. Are we looking at Norgard? Yes, we're looking at him. There's a couple of clubs looking at him. We are one of them. No, not even going to worry about that. Agumi and Hato in one window, 2 future bastions for me. Definitely had to make sure I was careful with that one. Big up to the 600 people currently watching. I did qualify third and win in sprint. Are you still you do sprints on the giant? I've not played the new ones. Douglas Luiz, I saw Juve. Yes, they do. They do want to sell him. I hate Japan tracking to first turn. Yeah, yeah. Is it Imola? Jesus, that one. That one I drive around like I'm on a milk float, just to avoid anybody on the Imola one. Rodrigo, very possible. It's becoming more and more possible as the days go at the moment. Yeah, this one's definitely to watch, and I don't think he'll move until the end of the CWC, but he could leave before. Could. But I just don't see it personally. I just think it's just daft. He's yeah. Well, it's one to watch, but as in that time frame, I don't expect this to be quick, but it could be quicker than I expect it. It's just one of those. If Brentford appoint Keith Andrews as new boss, that's very concerning with no experience. It's happened, mate. So yeah, I don't agree with it personally. Keith's a good coach, but I think it's too big. I think it's way too big for him, if I'm honest. I reckon Yildiz looks at. Yeah, we have looked at him, but his price tag is extremely high, and Juventus are looking at extending his contract, which means, if anything, his price goes up. Red Bull Salzburg are not. Salzburg. I'm confused at the moment. What happened to that? Oh, we got rejected, mate, and the player's staying. So, yeah, that's done. Sorry, I forget. I update people in WhatsApp group. So yeah, that got rejected. That got rejected Sunday morning, and the player will be staying at the club. So yeah, we move on. Baradi is my ultimate DM. I wish we could have signed him. He has it. Totally agree. Very good player. Unfortunately, Brentford are one of my favourites for the great. Yeah. I slightly fear for him, if I'm honest. Does he want us to worry we are the best of a bad situation? Could he mourn for Madrid? Like, no, 100% no. Nope. No, he has he has a very interesting friendship with a player at our club. And I do see, yeah, I can't really say much about it, but it's definitely not going to be that. That's for certain. Goat Saka. So all you got to do is just, because you're watching on X. So the person you're watching on now is called G. He is part of the Armory family. So message G, ask about joining the WhatsApp group, and he'll just sort you out. So yeah, not a problem. Andrews could have done with any if. Yeah, I totally agree. EFL, Championship League One. I just think Premier League's just too big for him. Personally, what kind of football does he play? I don't know enough about him, and I obviously know the player who's a decent midfielder, but yeah, coaching wise, scary. We'll get on to Zinni shortly. His fellow City man, Big Gabby, Sao Paulo comrades. Which positions do you think we will compromise on transfers? It will be, in my opinion, the right wing, because we've got other people that can play there. So you've got Havertz, you've got Waneri. I do think we'll get everything in. Big up to the gamer again. As I said, if you go over to X, message G Talks Arsenal, and then you can do it that way, and we'll get you in. Big up to Israel Akinyemi. It was for Barcola. It was rejected, and he stays at the PSG. There you go. Right. Oh, why have I put transfers in? Anyway, I don't know why that's transfers in. It should be transfers out. Never mind. My bad. Zinchenko to AC Milan complete. It's nearly done. Nearly done. Yeah, they're just haggling on the prices at the moment, so shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, you're not. Okay. We'll have to find a way. Big up to the gamer. I will find a different way for the next show, I promise. If anyone can think of a way to get him in there without, because obviously I don't want to publicise my number for obvious reasons. Yeah, if anyone knows how to get another way of doing it, please let me know, because I don't know how to do it, if I'm honest. More likely between Rogers, Kudu, and Xavi. No worries, we'll get it sorted. Can it be a lot of... Yes, Dylan. We already know this, how mad it is. Tim Britton, yes, they are. We've got very good agents working for our club. We hope to sell him. He could end up just going back out on loan at this rate. Big up to Michael. Silly question, but you know the end of the season reviews that are held by the club. Are the players allowed to say how they felt, like the leadership group giving? Have you met Arteta? No. There are a lot of clubs that allow that. No holds barred season reviews. Arsenal is not one of those clubs. I wish they were. I really do. But no, Arsenal is not one of them, unfortunately. A moment's silence for the passing of Bobby's favourite player in Zinni. Yep, that's done. That's not done. I'm starting with LP to try and get him off F1, but Aston Martin already approached me that this probably news. That's funny. I can't drive with the wet on F1. No, I'm actually pretty good on the wet, to be fair. Arsenal Dutch game. Yeah, well, that would be lovely. See, I don't mind Simmons, but I'd rather have. Yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Kepa's done. By the way, not shock. It's a bargain to me, so I'm going to move on from that. Right, transfers out. Party could leave, but we haven't given up. As I said, we are still trying to haggle. Party's haggling with us. We're haggling with him. We've got as long as we want, but he is out of contract on Monday. So I'm sure he'll want to get it sorted. Because otherwise he's got no wages for the next month. So yeah, it's interesting. It's hilarious when it rains. First it dry up and teams. There will be a support group for you, Tammy. I promise. Oh dear. again, I want to cover this because some people seem to have a problem with selling us selling Martinelli. Right, so Martinelli being sold, as I explained earlier, great to get the wages off, great to get some good money in, but also great for PSR because he's one of our young projects. We will be able to get PSR for him, which makes it easier to do that. So if you on this one, G Talks Arsenal, that's where we stream live on X. So if you message G Talks Arsenal, he'll know exactly what to do because obviously he knows that we stream to his channel. He is part of the Armory. So yeah. Evening's my pod brother. I'm on the late shift. Can you get back on the early shift so you can do some streams, please, PB? I miss seeing you, mate. When the blue, I'll be honest, guys, I have no idea about when kits come out. I have no idea. It's not really something I'm pay attention to. I just look forward to them. So yeah, it is what it is. If we're Martinelli instead of Trossard, I will lose my mind. Again, I think for the reasons that I've explained for PSR wages, it makes more sense that it's Martinelli than Trossard. The only way we say it makes sense if we sign Rodrigo or someone else on that level. So I've said this quite a lot. To get two wingers that we would all be happy with, so one for the right, one for the left, one of Trossard or Martinelli has to go. Now I'm selling Martinelli all day long, and I love Martinelli, by the way. Everyone knows this, how much I love him. So yeah, to make it make sense, it will just be really good. Plus, exactly. It's beautiful, isn't it, geeks? It's beautiful. Rogers from Villa would be expensive. Is he dependent on whether we get Rodrigo? Yeah, probably. I don't see us getting Rogers and Rodrigo. It's weird that their names are so similar, isn't it? But yeah, I don't see us getting both of those. I just don't see it happening. Big up to Gary saying hello. What's the price tag for Martinelli, and are there suitors for the there are some suitors. There are some that can pay his wages. It's possible that he may go. We won't get Sesko doing a Temi mind game, says Brett. Personally, I would sell Martinelli, Rodrigo, and Bakayoko. There you go. See, now you're on the same page as me now, Chris, aren't you? Right, let's move on. Final slide. Avoid the creators spreading lies. Now, there's a reason I'm talking about this. I'm not going to name names, but there is a creator out there who are spreading malicious lies about Arsenal Football Club. So there is no truth in the fact that we don't have any money. There is no truth to say that we are in financial problems, because we're not. The reason that a lot of transfers are taking so much time is, guess what, people? They're all on holiday. They're all starting to get back now. They're all starting to fly back. But that is why transfers take a while, because people, honestly, I am amazed that people think when players are on holiday, oh, transfers can still happen. No, they can't. Because they're on holiday. They're entitled to a holiday with their family and friends and catching up and doing normal life. They don't need to be involved in the football cycle. So, yeah, it's amazing that I'm amazed by people that just do not understand that people have holidays. People are getting back now, and some aren't back, for another week or two. So some will have to wait even longer. Do apologise about that. Will there be any surprise signings? I expect one at least. There could be more, but I expect one. But we'll wait and see. don't forget we're only in June. I expect possible activity still late August, but the majority of the important business will be done now, where there could be some extra activity at the end, depending on who else we can get out the door. So, yeah. Garnacho has a price of 70 million. I think Andrea should get as much as he can in selling Martinelli. It's a tricky one, this one, I'll be honest. I love Martinelli, but can you really compare the two? I don't know. It's again, it's opinions. It's opinions. At the end of the day, Martinelli's market value is around 60 million, where Garnacho's is around 70 to 80 million. You know, I don't make up the market value. There is a whole system that does that, a very trusted system as well. So, yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately, people. Big up to Elliot saying I'll rewind, but I hope we are near the end of the saga. Well, hopefully you'll like the fact that there's actually a deadline on this now. So only for Arsenal data on holiday. YSS would have given us condition on his clause if we are stepping stone for total lies, unfortunately, Frank. This is agent games. This I don't like it. You know, the media have no rules about not lying. And at the end of the day, people will lie constantly about it. So, yeah. No Garnacho. I personally don't want that Garnacho. And, you know, have we looked at Garnacho? Yeah, I'm going to be honest, we have. But he's not even in the top 5 of left winger targets for us. So there's no way that's going to happen. You know, there'd have to be some craziness for that to be different, if I'm being honest. But that is that. We are on obviously Tuesday. I will be back on Friday. I'm hoping for you guys that there's actually some media news. But yeah, just be patient. Our business is definitely about to explode. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. No more Chelsea. I have no issues on where we buy our players as long as they're good enough for us. So even if they've had a bad experience at their previous club, because all you got to do is look at Thierry Henry, right? Thierry Henry had a bad experience. Bergkamp had a bad experience before he came to us. So as long as they don't have a bad experience with us, I have no problem. And as long as I know that they're good, I have no problem about them having a bad time at one club. Our wage bill seems fairly high on average across the squad ESP with renewals. Bert's challenge would be to balance that when buying. Yes, that is a big issue right now. Big up to Tim saying it does. To be fair, it absolutely stinks. We are Elliot. Yeah, I can see where you are now in the street. But guys, I'm out of here before Elliot gets really excited by listening back to us. So I'll speak to you all very, very soon. I will see you on Friday. Hopefully there's going to be some lovely, beautiful news. But if not, I'll be back next Tuesday anyway. Guys, I'm out of here. Take it easy. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.